there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany Bundles, and today's video is going to be answering a question that I've gotten recently in my DMs. The question was, can I have a successful hair business without offering wigs? And the answer to that is yes. I've made a video about selling hair or having a hair extensions business without offering wigs and some ways that you can navigate that if you do have clients that are interested in wigs. I made that video about 3 years ago, and it's in my hair business playlist on this channel. So if you do want to watch some additional hair business videos, be sure to check out my hair business playlist. And if you're interested in business topics in general, be sure to check out my business playlist right here on this channel. But I'm going to go ahead and get into the video. I want to go over some things that you can do if you're offering or running a hair business, offering hair extensions, and you don't sell wigs. Whenever you come across a thought like, man, I need to have wigs in order to be successful, or you come across a client that's like, hey, do you offer wigs? Some ways that you can navigate it. I've been selling hair for years. My whole aim with being on YouTube is to help as many people as I possibly can. That's why I started this channel, to document my entire hair business journey. So I have all of that documented, like I mentioned a little bit ago, in my hair business playlist. If you want to see the journey of me opening my salon, the journey of me first starting my hair business. I mean, just all of it is documented there, or most of it, a lot of it, I should say. But I'm going to go ahead and get right into the video. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed, and let's get right into the video. I am going to be looking at my phone because I don't want the video to be too long, but I do also want to make sure that I incorporate everything that I had and, that I intended to incorporate. So just piggybacking off of what I said, yes, you can have a successful hair business without offering wigs. And I know that speaking from firsthand experience. When I first started selling hair in 2013, I started off selling bundles and closures, bundles of a lot of different textures and the closures to match. And then sometime down the line, I decided to pick the four most popular textures and really just offer those. So that's what I did. And I was offering those bundles in those 4 specific textures, and then closures. And then I started doing bundles, closures, and then I added frontals, and then I added wigs. I kept wigs on my website for about a year. And then I decided that I really wanted to just do bundles, frontals, and closures. The reason why is because wigs, not only do you, when you're wanting to sell wigs, not only do you have to make sure that you have a good vendor as far as quality and as far as communication, you also have to make sure that you have, well, when I say quality, I'm referring to hair quality. You also have to make sure that you have a vendor that is that offers good quality, consistent construction with the wigs. So before I put wigs on my website, I tried out the wigs. I had some of my family members wear the wigs that were into hair extensions. I wore them, and first, the batch that I got was really good. And then I noticed that as time went on, I would get wigs, and the hair quality was always good. But the construction was always, it started to be different. And I couldn't really gauge what type of wig I was going to get, if it was going to be good, constructed to my liking enough to sell or not. So I found that I was wasting, I don't want to say wasting, but I was spending a lot of money getting wigs from my vendor and then having to sift through them to see which ones I was going to sell and which ones I was just going to wear or give to my family and friends because I didn't want to sell them. And I'm like, you know what? I really shouldn't have to do this. So then the search started again. I'm like, okay, let me find another vendor with good quality extensions, plus good construction. And then I'm like, you know what? We're going to take a break from it. So I, again, focused on the bundles, the closures, the frontals. And I'm just giving you this backstory. I think it may be important for those that may say, hey, why don't you just offer wigs? This is why I didn't continue to offer, and this is why some other people may also decide not to offer wigs. And then you also can find different companies that can construct the wigs for you, or a person that can construct the wigs for you. But again, it's that construction, making sure that everything is constructed to your liking. And then there are also people that are like, you know what, I'm just going to construct the wigs myself. I didn't have time for that, and I don't have time for it. I wish I did, I just don't. So after some thinking, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to focus on my drop shipping portion of my business because that's a big bulk of Bad Chick Hair, my hair company. By the way, my link is down below if you're interested in my products and services. It's down below. But that's a big portion, the drop shipping, the wholesale, the business side of my hair business. And then aside from that, I was able to build up clients from me working in the salon, and even prior to the salon, that were consistently buying bundles and closures, or bundles and frontals, or just sometimes even just bundles. And so I really focused on what I had. And one of the things that have helped me in business is, once I get into a certain business, figuring out what's going to work for me and not trying to wear every, how can I say, I want to say not wearing every hat, because I do in a sense wear every hat, but not trying to encompass every single thing with my business. So figuring out where my strengths are and really focusing on that. It's like in the beginning of the video when I talked about me offering all of these different varieties of textures initially, and then scaling it down to offering my most 4 popular textures. It really helped. It helped with expenses. It helped with a lot of my time management, and it helped me narrow my niche, like my target audience, even finer. Like it helped me get to people that were looking for exactly what I offered. If that makes sense, just a little backstory. So the first thing that I can recommend is specialize in an area. If you're wanting to be successful with your hair business and you're like, I don't offer wigs, don't focus on what you don't offer. Always focus on what you do offer. This is something I learned from years of being in the sales industry. Before I even started a hair business, always focus and put emphasis on what you do have, what you can do. And that's even in conversation when you're working with clients or potential customers. Highlight the areas that you do specialize in. So if you're concerned about not offering wigs or lashes or any, whatever else you feel like you should be offering and you really don't want to offer it, go with what you want to do. Still keep your clients in mind, but go with what you want to do, okay? And focus on the area that you specialize in. So like I said, drop shipping is a big portion of bad chick hair. Drop shipping has always been, since I've started offering it, one of the biggest sellers. The drop shipping program, selling wholesale, and then you have the bundles. So it kind of goes in that order. So that's what I started focusing on. And so when I'm focusing on that, when I'm working that area of the business, I'm able to drive more income, more revenue in through those products and services. And that's what you want to make sure that you're focusing on. I'm able to build more relationships, get more clients. So I'm still able to grow my business without selling wigs. And you can do the same thing. The next thing that I want to go over is providing alternatives. So there are people that have contacted me saying, hey, do you offer wigs? I would really love to purchase wigs from you. And that's one of the reasons that I initially offered the wigs. But when I took the wigs off my site, I still had some people asking for wigs, wanting wigs, which is completely understandable. So what I would do is ask additional questions, ask discovery questions, see exactly what they're looking for with wigs, okay? And when I say that, just figuring out, like, do they like the style of a certain wig? Because more than likely I can help them achieve that style with the bundles and the closure, or the bundles and the frontal that I have. Do they like the convenience and the time it saves to throw on a wig versus do a sew-in? And if so, how can I provide an alternative? So a lot of people would say, hey, Brittany, it's just the fact that I don't know how to do my hair and I don't want to pay hundreds of dollars to get my hair done. So I just prefer a wig. And that's what I've been wearing. So I completely understand that. So what I started doing was creating more how-to videos, and I would post them on my channel. So how to do a sew-in. And I would do those how-to videos in my salon. Some of them I would do at home. And I would post it on my channel, and then I would also send it to people that were interested in wigs, or saying that they wanted wigs, and the reason why is because they didn't know how to do their hair. And I kid you not, people would respond back, like text me back and say, thank you so much. I followed this step. I followed your steps, and I was able to sew in my extensions, and it was so seamless. And it gave them the look that they were looking for. They were able to keep the sewing in, and they were satisfied with it. So that was an alternative. Also, I was able to refer them to different people that create wigs. So even though I didn't partner with them, still having your book of resources. And I talk about that in a lot of my videos, being able to build a community, people that you can refer different people to, is really going to help you remain successful in your business, to the point that you don't even have to, I don't want to say actively market, because that is a form of marketing, but you don't have to, I would say, market as hard as you did initially when you start to have a connection or a community and different relationships with people, because you'll start to notice that people will market on your behalf. And you refer a client to someone, a lot of times people refer clients back to you. I just literally got a couple clients referred to me by someone I met literally last month. And I got a voicemail on my phone. I was just listening to it and they told me the name. Hey, I was referred to you by such and such. I'm interested in this. And so word of mouth really does work. I think sometimes we underestimate it with all the social media, that we have and all the different marketing options, but still going back to the basics, being able to build that community of resources and provide alternatives to your customers and clients, and also highlight what you can do is really going to help you stay afloat in any business. The next thing that I want to touch on that I kind of just went over is how-to videos. So if someone is like, hey, I'm asking if you offer wigs because again, I don't know how to put the extensions in my hair. And that's not the reason for everybody. Some people just want wigs, right? But at the same time, some people may want to learn how to do their hair extensions. So start creating different how-to content. If you don't want to create it, then start getting different how-to content and putting it like in a folder, saving different links so that you still can send that information over to potential customers and clients, because you may be shocked how many people decide to purchase once they figure out like, wow, like I can get these bundles and I can achieve the exact look that I was planning on achieving with a wig, And then sometimes you may even have to, if someone is like, hey, no, I just want a wig and you don't offer it, it's okay to refer that client over as well. I've referred clients to different companies that offer wigs too. And so, just being okay with explaining what you can do, what you do offer, that's going to help build your resources, and it's going to help build connections. It's going to help with your marketing. It's going to help ultimately grow your business, even though it might not look like it. You might be like, well, how is it going to grow my business by me referring people out? Just trust me. You refer someone over, it's going to build, a lot of times you build a relationship with that business owner, and that business owner a lot of times will keep you in mind, because not everybody is working that way. A lot of people are not ethical in business. So a lot of people are, but a lot of people aren't. And a lot of people aren't thinking about, well, how can I help what's the best interest of my customer client? They're just thinking about themselves. So that means even if they're not giving their customer or client what they want, not an alternative, but I'm just saying they're just straight up not listening to what they want. And they're like, I'm not going to refer you to anyone. If you don't want what I have, then you're just not going to get anything. Having that mentality is what really keeps a lot of business owners behind, keeps them stagnant. So building relationships, being able to refer out sometimes, like I said, highlighting what you can do, providing alternatives and options. Those are all highlights of making sure that you can still sustain without offering a certain product or even service. The next thing that I want to focus on is finding your target audience. I say this a lot of times, but it's true. There are people that only buy bundles. There are people that reach out to me that literally they've been buying bundles for years. They wear the same style, or I can't say they wear the same style every time, but they get the same extensions, the same lengths. And so some people just want to wear bundles. Some people only wear sew-ins. Some people only create their clip-ins from your bundles. So find the people that want what you have, okay? Even if you find the people that want what you have for that moment, there's a chance that their mind can change and they may want something different in the future, which is fine. And then you go back to the basics. What do you offer? Put emphasis on that. Ask more questions. Ask open-ended questions to figure out exactly what it is they want. Create different alternatives. Find different options, find solutions for them. Part of being a business owner is not just finding what type of products you can sell, but being able to problem solve, being able to recommend as the expert, being able to recommend even out sometimes. So find the audience that is interested in what you have. Find people that are interested in bundles, closures, frontals. And I'll create another video if you're interested. If you're like, well, how do I do that? Leave a comment down below. I'll be more than happy to go in further detail. And the last tip that I have is sell on the quality and the value. It's really important to sell on the value, okay? What your extensions or what working with you can provide this person. And it's hard to understand what is going to be valuable if you don't ask any questions. Even if we're an online business, like we're e-commerce and we're not speaking with everyone that crosses our website, figure out a way where you can get in contact with more people. So have like a chat option on your website if you don't. Have your number displayed if you do have a business line. Have your email address where people can easily contact you. Have your social media available so that they can DM you if they have a question, because you want to ultimately speak to as many people as you can to figure out. And it doesn't have to be a long conversation, but the people that are hung up on what you don't have, or maybe deciding to go someplace else because of what you don't have without speaking to you first, you want to see what you can do to figure out what type of value you can offer to them. What are they looking for? What are they trying to achieve? Because a lot of times when you speak with someone, having a conversation can really put things in perspective, and it can give you a leg to be able to offer certain recommendations, right? Like, I don't want someone just offering me a recommendation that doesn't even know what I'm looking for. So even if you implement like AI, which I don't really love, but I've seen it work successfully on some people's websites where they have like this AI and you can type in what you're interested in and the AI comes back with different recommendations and options. Ultimately, I just wanted to make this video to kind of give some perspective on how you still can be successful without selling a certain product. It's not just about wigs. It's not just about selling a certain texture, but it's really about creating a business that you feel comfortable standing behind and also in front of, and being able to connect with people, build relationships, and figure out what you can offer to them. What value can you provide them? And highlighting what you can do over what you can't do, and being open to offer different suggestions and referrals. And these tips can apply to any type of product. There are people that reach out and they're like, hey, I don't offer shampoo and conditioner. Should I offer this being a hair business? Some hair businesses do, some don't. Do you want to? What are your reasons for doing it? Because a lot of times what happens is people start adding so many things to their business and so many things to their website in the name of trying to be competitive, where they end up pricing themselves out of business. And sometimes it's not even about if you can afford it or not. It's even if you can't afford it, it's like, is this something you want to invest in? Do you want to also take the responsibility of having this product on your website too? Because you're going to need to test it. You're going to need to also be able to speak to it. You should be familiar with all the products that you're offering. And then not just that, but then it's going to bring in different clients and different customers. And you just want to make sure that this is something that you want to do. I don't think it's a bad idea, but I just think when people are adding things to their website just because other companies have them, and it doesn't necessarily speak to you or what you're trying to provide or what you want to provide, it can make you slowly fall out of love with your business. And when that happens, you start to see people not really wanting to post that much, not really wanting to, show up for their business like they were before. And I'm not saying that's the only reason, but that could be a reason, right? So make sure that whatever you offer is what you want to offer. Don't do it because you're like, I have to do this in order to be successful, because you definitely don't. I have people that are still purchasing from me, and I don't even market as hard as I used to market at all. I don't. I wish I need to put some, I was going to say, I wish I had different, what can I say, a different schedule right now. And that's not really an excuse. It's just being honest. I do so much at this point, more than what I was doing when I first got started with my hair business, that hair is not my only, it's not my only focus, whereas before it was really my only focus, hair and then YouTube as far as business and work. So now, I'm in school and I have different businesses and I'm into real estate. So there's a lot of different things that I'm doing now where my time is really divided. So I'm working on that this year, just being more intentional about making sure that my time is going to areas that it needs to go to, so that I can continue to maximize my opportunities, right? But I hope this video helped. If you have any other questions, or if you want me to do a more in-depth video on a certain point that I touched on in this video, leave it down below. I don't mind at all. I want to thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you on the next video. Bye.